Earlier, Vice President Shettima met with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres at UN headquarters in the United States today to discuss key issues, including Nigeria's quest for a permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council and other matters of mutual interest.
Nigeria's Vice President and the UN Secretary General held talks that focused on achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, climate change, collaboration on strengthening democracy in Nigeria and the African region, and partnership with the United Nations Development Programme on regional initiatives for democracy and security. Nigeria's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, talked about deliberate efforts towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The minister said Antonio Guterres commended the Vice President for emphasizing Nigeria's demand for a permanent position on the United Nations Security Council.
So achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, issues to do with climate change, collaborating on strengthening democracy in Nigeria and in our region.
The UN Chief Scribe expressed optimism that Nigeria will continue to play a significant role in the development of artificial intelligence. Nigeria already released the first multilingual and multimodal large language model, the first of its kind on the African continent.
That was the SG's comment on artificial intelligence and their hope and expectation that Nigeria will continue to play a significant role there. I think he was extremely happy when we mentioned to him that Nigeria, just a few days ago, released our first multilingual, multimodal large language model, the first one on the African continent that is backed by any government.
The VP and his delegation briefed the UN Secretary General on efforts by the federal government in addressing the humanitarian crisis and reducing poverty.
We look at the durable solution that will be provided, and currently the major challenge our ministry is under is most affected by reduction of funding to United Nations organizations, and therefore World Food Programs left us with almost 1.3 million Nigerians who are receiving emergency food transfer, and we're working in earnest to ensure that we have fill in the gap.
The United Nations thanked Nigeria for its support since joining in 1960. Nigeria is currently working with UN agencies to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Femi Akonde, TVC News, New York.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today addressed the United Nations General Assembly in New York. He says recognition of a Palestinian state is sheer madness, added that recognition by several other countries is disgraceful. As Mr. Netanyahu takes to the stage, dozens of people filed out of the room in New York in protest, as some applauded him. Prime Minister Netanyahu says loudspeakers in Israel are broadcasting the speech into Gaza. His speech comes as U.S. President Donald Trump says he will not allow Israel to annex the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Is due to meet Netanyahu on Monday. Israel, however, is facing increasing global pressure to end the conflict and occupation of the West Bank.